Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As of this video coming out, I believe I had two more posted. Minecraft episode 1, Minecraft episode 2, which I filmed those way back. I'm on fall break right now. I just got back from almost my first semester at uni. And I kind of want to do a video just kind of diving into my experience with university and how I thought it went and my opinions on it and just overall how it was as an experience overall for me. Uh, like I said, I just got back from fall break. So right now I'm currently attending Bellarmine University and I'm playing sprint football there. Going into university, I would say I was more excited than I was nervous. I would say that I was very ready to get out of the house and get out of the nest, and go out and see and explore the world and what was out there and kind of just go away from the tiny little town that I grew up in. Of course, I was sad to see my friends and family go. Like my grandparents, they live very close to me. I'm very close with them, and it did suck because I felt like during senior year I found a really close knit group of friends that are gonna be people that I'm hopefully friends with my entire life, and we all really loved each other, and it was sad to say goodbye to all of them. And one of them actually left. Before we all left. Like he left a couple weeks before us, so it kind of sucked because I felt like after he left, not the Frank, but he was a big part of it. He was a massive part of it. We all loved him, and he was always down to do stuff. So it kind of sucked when he left because I felt like the group just got even smaller. And then it was just kind of me and some other dudes, but that's fine. And then one other guy left for the military, and then we all just kind of started leaving for sports and just for everything and all. So before the goodbyes were sad, of course, but like I said, I was excited to see what new stuff was out there. So by the time that I left, there was maybe I think two other people that I was really close with that hadn't already left for university. So when I left, I definitely, without a doubt, was ready to go because everyone else was starting to have this experience, and I was kind of building up, not anxiety, but I was definitely feeling butterflies about how this whole experience was going to go because I was seeing them post about it and them talk about it, and I'd ask them about it, and it's like I just didn't know. Everyone's experiences seemed to be so different. Everyone seemed to have good, bad, like how their roommates were doing, and like I don't know. I was very ready to go out there and go myself and tackle it. There was a few things that I didn't think were going to be so hard that ended up being a lot more challenging. I'll dive into those a little bit deeper a little later on. But so when I left for uni, there was only two people that I was really close with that hadn't left yet. So when I left, I was ready. I get to uni. Now, it's an 8-hour drive from where I'm at to Bellarmine University, which is in Louisville, Kentucky. So I think it took us 2 days to get there. It took us 2 days. But when I got down there, it was smooth because we stayed in an Airbnb for a week because my parents wanted to get one down there so they could come and watch home games, which was great because it was good to have them down there. So when we got to the Airbnb, it was super nice. It was a great spot. I still had my family with me, but I was so stressed. I was so worried about football. And a little side note was I had ordered a helmet for football like 10, 12 weeks before I even was gonna leave because I wanted the helmet to go before. Okay, here's a little sidetrack, little side note. I do not like using used helmets. I like to have my own helmet, and I like to know that it's mine and I'm the only one that's used it because I know I'm gonna take proper care of it, and that any damage done to it, I have done to it. Anyway, so fast forward 12 weeks and the helmet was not here. We had been on the support call, like with the support team of fuck you, shut sports, yeah, you guys are terrible, your customer service is awful. But we actually got in contact with one lady who was really nice, and she just told us like it's just not gonna be ready. So I canceled that order, ended up ordering a Speedflex. But the helmet was such a big thing to me because it was something that I could cling to. It was something that made me feel like I was getting a little bit closer to football because that was pretty much all of my summer was friends, and then I was either lifting or doing something for football. Like that's really all that my summer really consisted of. So the helmet was something that was going to give me it was going to ease my nerves a little bit. And I didn't have it going down there because, like I said, it was 12 weeks and there was so many people ordering them, I never got the chance to get it. So when we got down there, I was already feeling a lot of butterflies and a lot of anxiety. I wouldn't say a lot of anxiety, but I was definitely feeling. I guess I'll say I was feeling a little anxious because I don't really consider myself to be a very anxious person. But so when we got down there, I didn't know how I was gonna condition. I didn't know how I was gonna lift. I couldn't lift because there was no gym. I didn't have a gym membership anywhere, and summer had ended. So my Planet Fitness subscription. First of all, I didn't know how to drive the road. So even if I was able to go to Planet Fitness, I wouldn't. The roads are not completely different in Kentucky, but they're a lot different than from where I'm from. So I couldn't go to the gym. My weight was going up though. That is one thing that was absolutely huge during this whole process. Was I hit my goal weight before I left? I think a day or two before I left on the dot, I was like 160.2. But when I was at this Airbnb these few couple days, I was still going up in weight. I was like 161. I think I woke up one day 161, and I was at a up. Like I'm not sure if anyone watching this has ever tried to gain weight or lose weight, but sometimes after your newbie gains are gone, it's gonna be harder to put on stuff or lose weight or put on weight. And I was in a up, I was going up, I was in a spike, I was in my groove. So that was keeping me really up because I had never been that heavy before. I felt good, I felt full, I felt really good about myself, and I felt really strong. But I couldn't lift for a week, and if I don't lift for a week or 2 weeks, I really do notice it, and you do notice it in your lifts. I guarantee it. And if you lift consistently, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's no different than when you're sick. If you don't lift consistently, you would definitely feel it, without a doubt in my mind. So that was rough, and I didn't have any place to run. Like I had no place to run, no place to condition. So there was a pool. There was a fucking pool. So what I do is I go and I'd swim in the pool for as long as I could, and I just go lap to lap, and my lats were so sore. Because the only form of conditioning that I had. So the pool came in clutch, so I used the pool a lot. But when we finally got to go, I finally got my student ID. We were there for like a week, and I was finally able to go get my student ID, which means I could go to the weight room. And I had a great lift there. The weight room was not as nice as I thought it was going to be, but it was something that I was so happy to be there, and everything was so new. I was so excited. So anyway, I moved in. I had dinner with my roommate, one of his roommates and his family, the day before we moved in, and he ended up being super cool. And I love my roommate. Like just throwing in that, I love my two roommates now. There we are. I think we get along really well. I'm not gonna speak for them, but I think we get along really well. I love them both. Both great dudes. Love them to death. So I ended up meeting one of them and his family for dinner before we talked. We had a great time. And then we moved in the next day. We had not talked to the third roommate. There was a third one. We got thrown in a triple. It was supposed to be just me and this other guy, but we got thrown into a triple. And when he showed up, it was fine. He was cool. We all instantly clicked. Or at least I think we all instantly clicked about as quickly as three people who had never met each other could click. So we got our beds figured out. We set up a room, and I felt that made me feel so much better that I was there and the room was set up. However, the one thing that I could not is my parents were still there. It's like it doesn't hit you until your parents leave, and you're like, wow, they are 8 hours away, and I am actually on my own, alone, for the very first time. So there's this thing you have to do. It's called the Week of Welcome. I think most universities or colleges do this, where you just kind of do a bunch of events around campus to get familiar, get to know people, meet people, and kind of learn your way around campus. I went and saw where my classes were going to be. And then the first week was pretty much just that. They call it the BU Week of Welcome. And none of us want to do that because when you get to university, it's like you're so free. There's so much stuff for you to do, so much possibilities for you to explore. So everyone wasn't really interested in the events because we were at this new campus. I think most kids that I talked to just did not. It was just cool. Everyone was so caught up in the college experience. This is what that was. So the Week of Welcome didn't really do me as good as I think it's intended to do. And I don't think it did a lot of people any good, just for the reason of you're just so excited. And that's all but you want to do everything but go to the Week of Welcome stuff. And once people found out that it wasn't mandatory and it was just encouraged that you come, no one gave a shit. No one came to that. Anyway, moving forward, so we actually start classes, and classes actually went pretty well. I have a good course, good set of classes this semester. In fact, so good that I actually don't have classes on Friday. So, however, though, with football, one of the things that I quickly realized was that football was going to make whatever classes I took, no matter how easy or how hard my classwork was or my workload was, football was going to make that 10 times harder. like my Mondays work says I'm getting up at 6 a.m. I'm going to shower. I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm hitting a lift at 9 a.m. Then I'm going to my first class. Then I'm going and my first class is all the way across the university. Like it's outside the university. It's in a separate hall. So it's like it's a while from campus. I don't know how long of a walk it is. It usually takes me like 10. It's like a 10-minute walk. But then I got to go all the way back across campus to my next class. Then from that class, I'm going in the dorm. I'm getting my stuff, and I'm heading to defensive walkthrough. Then from the defensive walkthrough, I got film. Then from film, we have actual practice. And when practice is done, it's like 6 o'clock. So, but then on Mondays, I have to leave early, so I leave at 5:30 because I have a class at 6. So then I have a class from 6 to 8:30. So then when I'm done with that class, it's 8:30, and I've had no time to do anything. And we have to get 8 hours in the library called study hours a week. But I usually don't get those done on Monday. So it's 8:30 and I'm done. Now I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to try and get the study hours. And that's what I usually do is I go to the library. I'm not sure how productive I am because I'm just pooped. I'm going to be honest. I'm exhausted after sitting for a 2.5 hour lecture and having practice and everything the whole day before. And then I'm usually in the library from about 10 o'clock at night because I want to go get something to eat. And then I'm in there until about like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. because they moved me to linebacker. I was recruited as a defensive back, but they moved me to linebacker. I love that. Like I actually genuinely love playing linebacker. I'm a small dude. If you know me in real life, I'm about 150 pounds right now. I would never get the chance to play linebacker if it wasn't for sprint football. If you don't want sprint football, we'll also talk about that some other time. But I really enjoy it. But the thing was that I went from having to know about five coverages. The whole summer, that's all I learned was 5 coverages, and now I had to know the entire defense. So I've been in the library from about 10 at night to 2 a.m. just studying the playbook and doing schoolwork and trying to make sure I'm ready for my tests and stuff. So that's been challenging with it, and I keep saying my roommate's a swimmer, and another roommate's a football player, but the one that's a swimmer, I talked to him all the time. I go, do you know how much free time we'd have if we didn't have our sports? He's like, yeah, because he's going to bed at about 8:30 every night. And he's waking up at 5. So I mean he's definitely feeling it too. So, but once we got over the kind of that hump, and going back to the library, I lost track of where I was for a second. When I was at the library, I had a confidence lull. So I just couldn't. I hit a slump. I hit the slump. I'm not gonna lie. I was missing home a little bit, not a ton, but I was missing it a bit. I was missing the people around me, and I was missing my friends. And luckily, one of my best friends came down. He visited for a little bit, and that was really fun. He got to watch me play, so that was awesome. Love you, big dog. But I had a lull where I was losing a ton of weight. I lost about 12 pounds, and I know that might not seem like a ton. But 12 pounds to me, I was 160, and then I was floating around about 148. But I just watched myself. I worked so hard. I was like 6,000, 6,500 calories a day, day in and day out during the summer to try and pack that on. And I watched it all slip away very, very rapidly. And I felt like there was nothing I could do. I felt like it was kind of spinning out of my control. And then I got I strained my MCL. I got injured, and that took me out of football completely for a couple weeks. And that I was told that they couldn't promise me. The trainer told me he couldn't promise me a comeback for the season, so that I could probably be done. And I called. That was devastating. Oh man, I don't like to say that. That really crushed me, because that was. I always had something to cling on to. At university, I either had football to cling on to, weightlifting, or my weight. Those are 3 things, and God, of course. God probably should have been first, but those were things that I've always clinged on to when I don't have anyone else around me, and I couldn't do any of those things. I couldn't lift because I was injured. I was dropping weight. I couldn't figure out how to put it back on. I couldn't get enough food in my body, and now football was gone. So when I got injured, I had nothing, and I called one of my buddies several times, because there was many times where I was like, I just really miss lifting. There's a part of me that believes that I think I love lifting a little more than I love football, and that's probably true, but I just called him up, and I said, hey, man, he's kind of my guy for that stuff. I don't like to talk to people about how I'm feeling besides like my mother and stuff, because I just don't think there's anything that many people can say to me that I can't figure out on myself. It's not like, oh, this like, it's not like toxic masculinity or anything. It's mainly just me believing in myself that I know how to fix an issue. I just need to get my ass up and do it. But sometimes it feels good to bitch to someone, and I got one of my buddies, and I called him. I was go, dude, I'm about to transfer, and I want to transfer to where he is, because it's a first of all, it's a big school. I definitely couldn't play football there, so I wouldn't have to think about playing football, because like it would, in my eyes, if I was there, it'd be impossible. So I called him and I was like, man, I really want to transfer out of here, man. I really want to just go back to lifting and just feel good and be embrace college and relax and have some free time. But I knew I couldn't leave football. Like, I knew this whole entire time, like, there was no way that I could possibly leave football. It would not happen. It would crush me. It would crush me. I worked too hard, and I prayed way too many nights for this to be able to be an opportunity to just give it away. And now that I'm back and I'm healthy, I got cleared for the next week. This is our bye week right now, but now that I'm cleared, I'm so happy that I'm able to play the game that I love. But that was just tough because I felt like I just had nothing to go to. I had nothing to cling to. I'd been to church once, but I felt really lost, and I felt the tolls. I missed recording videos and editing stuff, and I missed my setup. By the way, this microphone, I sure as damn hope all this audio sounds good. I haven't gotten to use the interface at all yet. Quick guess how much this whole microphone setup cost. It was $1,000. It was about $1,000. It was a little less than $1,000. Why did I do that? Well, because I am a dumbass, and I don't know. I just wanted the cool Shure SM7B microphone, so I pulled the trigger on it as a big purchase right before I left for university. I actually failed a squat PR the day that I bought this, and that was my reasoning that I could buy it, was because I needed to do something so I didn't run my car into a tree. So yeah, yeah. But after I got over that hump, things kind of turned up at the end right before fall break. I had football back. I was lifting. I started lifting again. I put on a couple pounds, so I'm like 151.4 right now. So I put on 3 pounds, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, which it isn't, but it's like just starting to see the scale go back up, and I'm home for the weekend, so I'm hoping that I can put on a few more pounds doing that. So that's a big relief. Sorry. Yeah. But once I got over that hump, I went and just lifting again was just a huge thing, and making friends. And I think I truly believe, I had a teammate that was majoring in nursing, and he was going to drop out completely because nursing just couldn't, it was just so hard. I mean, that plus football. And then he's like, I told him, I think if you go to college I think you need to pick a major that you're passionate about and that you feel some sort of connection with. That's why I chose sports administration. Right now I want to be a sports agent, but there's so many other things in the field that I wouldn't mind doing, going along with the sports administration major. And that's something where I think I could get a job and wake up every day and love it and do it, and hopefully make a lot of money with. But I know it's not going to be a lot of money right off the bat, but it's something that I can love and work up to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nursing is amazing job, but it is hard. That coursework is hard, and he about dropped out of the university. He actually left the university, but he came back, and he said because he wanted to do nursing because he wanted to make money. And that's fine if money is your driving point for your major. But if money is your driving point, you got to really, really make sure that it's your driving point. Because if it isn't, you are going to crumble. If you really want money, then you really got to want money. You really got to want money, because that's going to be one of the only things that's going to motivate you through a nursing course that you are going to see is why it's one of the hardest majors that you could possibly take. One of the most stressful, one of the most aggressive workloads. Like, it's brutal. It's brutal. And anyone who does it, props to you, because damn, you're a smarter person than I am. And I will admit that proudly. So, yeah, I would say just do something that you are passionate about, because you're gonna regret that if you don't. I'm telling you, it's just not gonna be as fun for you. You're just not going to have as good of a time, and you're going to be miserable half the time. And you don't want to be miserable, because college, I don't care what people say, it's a blessing. I mean, I think most people you do so much work to get there, or your parents are doing so much work to help put you there. Like, make the most of it. Don't let those years soak away. Get your ass up, go do something, go make something of yourself. So college is a great opportunity. I'm so blessed and thankful to be able to have the opportunity to not only go to university but to play football. Um, and Other than that, I think that's about all that I have. Really, truthfully, just I'm glad to be home for a little bit. It was a good thing for me. I miss the university a little bit. I miss my teammates and my boys, but glad to be able to step away from it for a little bit and kind of regain what I came from. So I went and visited my high school today. Said hi to my dad because he works there, obviously. And then some friends there. So I was glad that I got to hang out with them. So yeah. Sorry guys, I know it's I don't know. When I started talking about the struggles, like, that was a really tough time. That was a hard time, and I know there's a lot of people going through it. So I just want to talk to somebody. Use your resources. There's stuff on campus, and there's people you can talk to. Talk to a close friend. Talk to someone you trust. Yeah, just always keep that in mind. And yeah, because it will get better. And I'm only a freshman, so and if you're a freshman in college too, you're still figuring this stuff out. We still got a long road ahead of us. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it. I don't know if I might make another one of these, because I guarantee you I'm probably going to go back and think that there's stuff that I didn't say that I wish I'd said. So keep on the lookout for that. I'm going to keep trying filming some more stuff, just because I won't be able to do it because I'll be away. Yeah, obviously I'll be like 8 hours away, so I won't be able to record stuff. So I had some stuff I'm just going to kind of spam upload, and just so I have stuff out there. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Whoa! Excuse me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a blessed night. Thank the Lord. And yeah, I will see you guys all later. Peace out.